Hello, good morning. Why, hi there, Miss Barbara. How are you today? Hey, baby girl. Morning. So I'm just going to give it, well, it's 10:30, but I am going to give it just a couple of more seconds. Got a couple more people jumping on. It is beautiful, Barbara. It's a gorgeous day. You're absolutely right. Lots of vibration happening. Feeling good. I really appreciate you jumping on with me. I see your little hand, Rhiannon. So, good morning, everyone, and welcome to Thriving Thursdays. My name's Karen Drosnis, and I'm really glad you're here with me. On today's episode, we're going to talk about the windows are open. My windows don't open very far, Barbara, so I don't get a whole lot, but my back door is open, so that's nice. Anyhow, on today's show, we're talking about what you put out comes back tenfold. And if you had a chance to join me last week on Thriving Thursday or you watched the replay, I was talking about what you ingest is more than what you eat. And I was talking about the energies that you allow to come into your body via whether it's watching the news or listening to negative stories on radio or even what you read, like a thriller or a murder mystery. And I'm not saying that don't do any of those things. I was talking last week about being careful with what you're putting in and protect yourself. So this week, I want to talk about what you're putting out into the universe and what kind of energy are you giving out to those around you? Because when you think about it, what you're taking in starts that vicious cycle of negativity going around and around. And then we just have the tendency to put that back out to people. You know, there's that old adage, hurt people. And we have a tendency to just let that stuff kind of fester inside of us. And the next thing you know, we're blowing up. So I want to talk today about the way to really ground yourself into the energy internally so that what you're exuding and what you're putting out can be a little bit more positive. You know, I am definitely, and those of you that know me, you know, I am a huge proponent of feeling your feelings. I don't ever want anyone to not be angry or to not feel sad, grieving. These things all happen in our lives, and we need to experience them and we need to feel them and we need to experiencing. Well, good morning, goddess. Kia, is that you, honey? Hi, love bug. And we need to just go ahead and really know what's going on deeper than our surface level. You know, it's funny. I have to tell you, I was getting ready this morning, and I was thinking about it, and I was thinking about makeup and hair done, hair did, and the clothing and everything. You know, this does help me lift my mood when I get full on dressed and show up the way I feel, then it helps to lift that feeling even more. So that's why I enjoy doing that, is just to feel and get a little bit going. So that's part of my external putting on to help lift my internal. And so what you put out into the universe is more than what we surface think in our mind. You know, our mind is controlled by our ego. I want to say that again. And should I say it louder for the people in the back? Our mind is controlled by our ego. Now, let me explain to you that I do not feel that we need to ever get rid of our ego. It serves us a purpose. It's knowing how to communicate with the ego from our depth of our soul and to ask it what it needs and what is it that is making it bring up these stories that we all tell, because we all have stories we tell. And I'm not talking about the stories of experience, I'm talking about the stories of our perception, what we read, what we see, what we listen to, what we hear. We then perceive how that is going. And then we turn that into the story that we tell of our opinions, our beliefs, our sources, any of those sort of things in nature. Good morning, Connie. Connie, happy retirement anniversary. Yay. And so your message of who you are is very important to show. And the ones in our head, the, the stories of who we are and what we really show up as in the world is what we're putting out. And so when I am really coming from the depth of my soul, which I don't always do, because y'all know I'll drop an F-bomb real quick, and that probably doesn't come from my soul. That comes from my mind. However, it really is intention. What am I really intending to show the universe, to show what I put out? I took a course one time, and the teacher, the facilitator of the course, had written a book called Ordering from the Cosmic Kitchen. And it was a little bit about law of attraction, and a lot of you know about law of attraction. So I'm not a teacher of law of attraction, but I follow law of attraction, and I know that whatever my energy is, not necessarily my words, but what my energy is that I'm putting out is what comes back tenfold. So if I'm sharing sadness with someone, it doesn't mean that at the depth of my soul, I'm sad. It means that my emotion at that moment is sad. However, in the depth of where I live, deep in my spirit and soul, I know there's nothing but joy. And so I'm allowed to experience those feelings. However, it's not really what I'm putting out. So I want to tell you about this course and something I learned that has stayed with me. I took this course probably 20 years ago, but what has really stuck with me is the facilitator and teacher made a comment, and I thought, wow, that's really powerful. And it's about being clear with what we want to put out for it to come back to us. Good morning, Goddess Daniela. Nice to have you with me, honey. So she was talking about the intention behind the whatever it was I was putting out. And she used the analogy of, let's say you go to a steakhouse restaurant and you have a meal. And the waiter or server comes up to your table and asks you, what would you like to order? You probably do not turn and say, I'll have the beef. You order the T-bone, you order the strip, you order the flank, you order the prime rib. You specifically ask for what you want. That is the energy of what we want to put out. We want to be very clear in what is our message that we're sending out. What is our request of the universe to bring back? As I said earlier, hurt people hurt people. So you've got somebody, and most of you that are on with me right now, I know, are very energetic people, and you feel others' energies, and you know when someone walks in a room that is usually very bright and sparkly and shiny, and they're all up and enjoying life, and they come into the room and they're glump and the shoulders are down. You know that energy, and you know there's something that's off with them today. And that doesn't mean that they are an off person. But if you have that person who every time you see them is miserable and complaining and just shitting all over life and all of that other stuff, that's what's going to come back to them. Misery loves misery, you know? So we want to put out our best we can. So I want to address the statement that pretty much every one of us has heard or knows, and that is when we are thinking about what we're going to say, how are we going to speak? And the questions are, is it kind? Is it true? And is it necessary? I like to add, and what is my intention behind saying it? What is my intention behind the action? I can say something kind, I can say something true, and I can definitely say something that's absolutely necessary. However, if my intention behind that is to prove you wrong, that's the effing energy I'm putting out. The I'll prove you wrong. We have so much proving others wrong going on today that we have created a society of angry people. We've created a society of people who just my way or the highway. And I grew up in a home and I raised my kids in a home of my way or the highway. And each one of us in my family have had to deal with our control issues of having to control other people. Even when I'm putting out the simplest little Facebook post, how horrible this is. Well, guess what? You're creating horrible in your life. You're creating more horrible in your life. We need to stop putting the negativity, no matter how you're doing it, out there. Get inside the soul. Get inside with spirit. No matter what your religious or spiritual beliefs are, if you have them, even if you don't, tap in to that inner being that controls or can control the monkey mind, that can control that ego, that I'm right, you're wrong. You know, there was a period of time many moons ago where I was in that process of learning. You know, here's the other thing, and I want to make sure I remember this. Here's the other thing. We have to go through what we don't want and how we don't want to live and what thoughts don't serve us purpose. We need to go through them to really understand and get clarity of what it is we do want. I go into that beef restaurant, I go into that steakhouse. I want to try the flank over the T-bone if my T-bone's the favorite, because I want to give that flank a try and see what it's like. And then I find out either I like it or I don't like it. We need to go through what we don't like, what we don't believe in, to find out what we do believe in and what we do like. And so that's what I'm talking about, is getting very clear inside of you of what it is you want to put out into the universe. There's nothing wrong. So anyhow, going back to the, now I got it. Thanks, Rhiannon. You didn't do it, but you did it energetically. You reminded me. So many years ago, I was going through a situation in my family where I just needed control, and I had to prove somebody wrong all the time, all the time, all the time, all the time. And a good friend of mine came to me with a couple of sayings. And this is what I want to give you. Do I want to be right, or do I want to be happy? Second one, to be right, I don't have to prove anybody else wrong. That's where my anxiety comes from. If you're putting out, if you're putting out into the universe, I will prove you wrong. You need to see it my way. Here's my opinion. The cycle of that will just keep going and going and going. So I really want to tap on to end this with, if you are feeling fear, If you are feeling anxiety, if you are feeling chaos, if you are feeling out of control, you're going to exude that out into the universe, and baby, it's going to come back to you all the time. If you do have a lot of fear and anxiety in life, please send me a private message. I would love to have a quick phone chat with you and see if there's possibly a way. Well, I know I could help you, but if you feel like you would be open to that, we can have a quick chat. Because we're spreading so much. It's called oh shoot. The group conscience, the group anyhow. We're creating in everybody else's thought more fear and anxiety. Is it kind? Is it true? Is it necessary? But most important, what is my intention behind saying this, behind doing this, behind believing this? Know who you are deep within you, that you are the co-creator from Source, God, the universe, whatever you want to call it. And know at the depth of that, all is well. We're freaking out so much today about something we really don't know what the real plan for it is. And that can be in any arena. I'm not going to address specific arenas because they're your arenas I want you to think of. I'm not saying don't fight and stand up for what you believe in, but do it with the intention of love. Do it with the intention of, could I possibly be sharing the love of Source that I am? Not to prove somebody else wrong. Because all that's going to happen is more wrong is created that way. Know your intention. The intention comes from the depth of who you are, from the depth of your soul, from the source, from the universe. I really have enjoyed being with you today. I really appreciate you all jumping on. I love you bunches. Listen, stay tuned. You know, I'll be doing Thriving Thursdays every Thursday now for a while. But I also have something else in the making that I'm hoping within the next couple of weeks I'll be making the announcement about project I'm working on that I would love to see some of you join me with. So stay tuned. I'll also make sure in the comments. Hi, Sue. Thanks, honey. I'll also make sure in the comments that you have where all the links of where you can connect with me. But you know you can find me on Facebook, Instagram. I'm at Coach Karen Drosnes. And you've got my website, www.sensualover60.com. And again, I'll have everything listed in the comments. Again, if any of this sparked something for you to say, I really want to know how to make those changes within me, private message me, direct message me. If you have my number, contact me. Let's have a phone chat and let's just see if we can do something to help you get through that. Blessings to all of you. Love you. Namaste.